guess even though that's a power source, it's going to do the whole 15-minute thing. I'll just cut that out.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah, Brad Pitt. Hey, you got to be a bad dude to take Mike Tyson's girl. And Mike Tyson caught them together in the throes of romance. Well, not the throes of romance, something else. Probably, I'm not going to say, I don't know if children are listening. And I know, and Chris is not really into this whole sort of, that kind of blue talk. So I'll keep it sort of PG-13-ish. He caught them in a compromising position, allegedly. Okay, so.
Well, what woman alive who could turn down Brad Pitt? I want to meet that woman.
I would like to meet that woman too. What woman could turn down Brad Pitt? And you know what? Somebody has. There's a woman out there right now who dumped Brad Pitt. She's sitting there in a PTA meeting in Missouri talking shit. Hey, that's Brad. His real name is Brad Pitt. I think it's Michael. Brad. I don't know. He gets. I don't know. It's not even worth looking up. We just know him as Brad. But yeah, there's a woman in Missouri, because that's where Brad Pitt is from, sitting in a PTA meeting talking shit to her other soccer moms. Remember, I used to talk to Brad Pitt, yeah, and I dropped him. I remember that day. He was crying, yeah. She's like a demigod back where she comes from, Missouri.
William
Bradley Pitt. William Bradley Pitt. Hey, you better be good looking with that name, yeah, William Bradley Pitt. William Bradley Pitt should be running for Congress with a name like that. You don't come to Hollywood and bed Mike Tyson's woman. You don't pull Angela Jolie. Look how quick we slid into the Hollywood thing. Look, let's go back. Okay, what we were talking about all these fast food places and all these, all of a sudden asking for employees at the same time for about $16 to $18, which I think minimum wage might be $15. And economists have said that if you have not unemployment, but if you have the national wage be $15 over, it will depress the country. They said there's no way a business can pay everybody $15 an hour plus have insurance and everything like that. Guess what I've heard? Okay, I can't quote the source right now, but okay, allegedly, that's what has been said to me, allegedly. But so saying that, let's look a little deeper into that, because we're in California, LA, and I don't say that to brag or anything like that, because fuck it, it's not all that. It's good, but it's cool. Hey, I love it. I love LA, but it has its faults. And right now we're going through a few problems out here, and that's why we're talking about this. But the thing is that there's always people to work out here. You always got people that need to make money. I mean, and that's just how it is. That's life out here. When you come to Los Angeles, this is not a people sit around and wait city. People work. People work 2 and 3 jobs because you have to work 2 or 3 jobs out here to survive. To survive, not extra. If you want to live a life that you're not, suffering, you have to work 2 to 3 jobs. When I first moved out here, I had a career and 2 other jobs. So that's known, there's no other way to do it. Okay, and there's many people who try and that they fall into the homelessness, but we'll talk about that later. That's homelessness. Right now we'll talk about that. So saying that, what I personally think, I'm going to run this by you, Chris, and hey, it might be wrong. I've been sort of conspiratorial in the past, but what I think is they're having all these businesses asking for employees at this raised sort of pay rate, so they can go back and say, well, we can't get the employees. So then they're going to say, well, let's go automation.
See, well, when you go into some food chains right now with McDonald's, you see the automated teller that's literally in the front.
The kiosk. Yeah, it's right there.
The kiosk. That's literally, to me, that's the advent. It's taking the place of the live worker now. And I see people going towards the kiosk, not even looking at the counter. They're putting their order in quickly. So it seems like people want fast. They want efficient. So is that a bad thing?
Okay, so I'll answer that in a second. Okay. I'm not going to avoid your question, but I just want to say a statement before I do answer it. I talked to my mother about this a couple of years ago because I actually saw this coming, and she actually said in the 60s and 70s there were these restaurants you would go into. They're cafeterias, and there was nobody there, but you put a quarter into the machine and you get a sandwich, a quarter and you get a pudding, a quarter. So there's nobody there, but people wanted the personal human touch. Like they wanted somebody up there. Like they wanted somebody to talk to. It was too cold. It was too, so they already had automation, but in sort of a, I guess, quasi-primitive form. So that's what she told me. Going back to what you say, I think it is the way society is going with the app. We can order food now and have it ready right there, which COVID has kind of pushed everybody into that sort of lane. What I think, though, is that just the way that you're serviced is not good. Like when you talk to the cashiers or the people who are dealing with you, they're very cold. They're not friendly. It's like no feeling. Like you walk into McDonald's and ask for something, and like the 17 or 18-year-old across is all like dead-faced. It's almost like I've seen friendlier police officers at a traffic stop. So it stresses you out. You're like, well, does this kid like me? What's the problem here? I'm getting this, like, they act like they don't want to be there. Well, guess what? When you act like you don't want to be there, like, I don't want to be there.
Exactly.
Like, I'd rather just grab my food and go than have that interaction. So I'm not saying anything about the new generation or the new people or anything. I just think, man, I don't know who to blame, TikTok or whatever, but all I know is customer service is kind of out of the window.
Well, aside from Chick-fil-A.
Oh, yeah.
We know Chick-fil-A, they probably give trainings. I'm thinking probably weekly trainings on how to interact with the public. Hello, how are you doing, man?
That's a friendly play. Chick-fil-A is friendly. Like, if you're in a bad mood, go to Chick-fil-A and order the number one and number two. Yo, they will make you feel better. They will make you feel like somebody.
They sure will. How many sauces would you like with that, ma'am?
And those sauces are so delicious. They're just so nice, and they come right to your car with their little Star Wars sort of, iPad or whatever it is. Hey, how you doing, sir? How you doing? How you doing today? What would you like to order? And they're patient. They sit there and
very patient.
Man, just Chick-fil-A, but Sundays, like they're not there on Sundays. Yeah. So that's it.
That's tough.
But. And there's a reason not there for Sundays. We'll save that for another time. People know, and we won't start getting into a sort of a secular kind of conversation. We'll keep it sort of where it's at right now. But so Chick-fil-A did break the mold. Yeah. They're very friendly, and they In-N-Out, very friendly, good customer service at In-N-Out and Chick-fil-A is beyond reproach. They are second to none. Very friendly, and like. In-N-Out, they're actually energetic. They actually act like, hey, how you doing? What are you doing? Hey.
They're very energetic, but they need to be with that line from here to Timbuktu.
Oh, if you've never been to In-N-Out, okay, so before we go back, In-N-Out, well, they have one in Texas now and I think Arizona. Okay. So, but In-N-Out is a burger chain. I think the founders were from San Diego. I don't know her name. It's a woman. She's the heir of the In-N-Out founder. But their service is one of the main things that attracts people. Because to me, it's a regular burger. I mean, they got a secret menu. If you go online and Google In-N-Out secret menu, they'll tell you a mythical sort of menu. You can walk to In-N-Out, not walk or drive, whatever. Go to In-N-Out. You got the menu on the wall, but then you have a secret menu. And, for example, animal style. Okay, animals, you can't order, it's not there. You have to ask specifically for animal style. Hey, let me get an animal style. And they know exactly what you're talking about, with onions, without onions, And they're very friendly. So that's one thing I like about In-N-Out. But that's what draws you there, the friendliness and that secret menu. But their burgers aren't really special. They're okay.
And the current owner is Lindsay Snyder.
Lindsay Snyder.
Parents Harry Snyder and Esther Snyder.
Lindsay, Esther, I don't like. That doesn't sound like somebody who would own a very successful burger chain. They sound like morticians, like Snyder Funeral Home or something. I don't know. It doesn't sound like they sell burgers, but they're awesome. She could be calling me. Yeah. Talk later.
And then I was founded in Baldwin Park, California,
Baldwin
1948.
Wow, Baldwin Park. Have you been back to Baldwin Park lately? No reason to go.
No.
Don't go.
Don't go to Baldwin Park. I guess you might just kind of like pass through, look out your window.
That's it. It's a pass through the city. I was going to Pasadena and stopped in Baldwin Park by accident. I got lost. I have a friend named Danny Boy. Have you heard him on past podcasts? But Danny Boy's directions they're not the best directions. Like he does a lot of great things, but directions I'd say I'd have to give him like a 4 or 5. Okay. So I'm going to Pasadena. Next thing I know, I'm in Baldwin Park in an apartment complex that I shouldn't have been in because it automatically got tense. It automatically got it was sketchy. Okay. It was sketchy. So I'm like, oh, Baldwin Park is probably not a place for me to hang out. So it's amazing, Baldwin Park, and now I believe she lives in San Diego now. I'm not sure. Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where she lives. Okay, so Lindsay Snyder. Hey, but it's a pretty good burger. It's not I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm a Carl's Jr. person myself. I like Carl's Jr. for some reason. That used to be Hardee's, right? Carl's Jr. I think used to be Hardee's, or it's Hardee's on the East Coast. I don't think they have any more Hardee's. When I grew up, I used to go to Hardee's. No, wait. They had Hardee's. There's Jack in the Box, Roy Rogers. Those are all defunct now. Jack in the Box is still here. Not on the East Coast, though. There's no Jack in the Box in New Jersey. But there was when I was growing up. So, it's just, but I think the sort of emphasis of the major chains away from customer service, I think that's making people sort of